teams, get ready to go. Shoot, promo, shoot, promo. Stating your opinion, are you serious, bro? Shoot, promo, shoot, promo. Talking about some wrestling for just a little bit. Shoot, promo, shoot, promo. Tagged explicit so we can say shit. Fucking shoot, promo, shoot, promo, shoot, promo, shoot, promo. Fight for your life, wait not your life just for a prize. There is no prize, just fucking fight. Do it, do it, do it, do it. Shoot, promo, shoot, promo, shoot, promo, shoot, promo, shoot, promo, shoot, promo. I shot the promo, but I did not shoot the deputy. Shoot, promo, shoot.
Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are in internet land. Welcome to another edition of Shoot Promo, the only wrestling game show in the world. I'm your host, RedMachineD. We have another two teams of three wrestling fanatics ready to dissect, discuss, and dilute the past week of wrestling. So let's have a look at this week's teams. Team UK this week, we've got a bit of a UK versus USA flavour going on. Team A have called themselves Wigan Fatty Fuck. Don't Google it, is my only advice. And they are team captained by Mr. Minty Fresh Mintzs.
Hey, to nay or not to nay? That is the equestrian.
And joining him on his team is the multi-talented, multi-gendered Swerveface.
Anniversary interview.
Oh, he's gone. Never mind. He started strong and then he disappeared. Oh well.
And not a single fuck was given that day.
Well,
his pipe bomb exploded.
Yes. Also on his team, whilst we wait for Swerveface to try and recover, is Manic Misanthrope.
Hello everyone. I would just like the time to say is fuck all the Riddler challenges in Arkham City.
I would agree
did
with
you
that.
hear me?
We heard you a little bit of you, but we'll hear more of you later. Let me just do the introductions. On the other team, Team B, this week has called themselves Three-Man Power Trip. That will be because they consist of the man who's had many partners in Shoot Promo, not all of them sexual. It's Mr. WindowDump.
Yeah, don't expect any more raps from me this week.
Not even a chicken wrap? Okay. He's joined by his tag team partner to form GoldenDumps. It's probably the best James Bond movie. It's GoldenEye!
Yay!
I couldn't think of anything, so...
It's alright, it's good. You know, you haven't got points yet, so it's okay. And of course, the third man, he's the third man, the bastard love child of Heath Slater and Matt Hardy, so God knows what his wellness policy is like. It's Mr. RMD.
They took me in for a piss test, and it came out blue.
The piss or the test. Okay, the teams will attempt to answer questions about this past week in wrestling, as well as taking part in some more improvisational rounds. Along the way, they'll be awarded points for being funny, positive, and original, whilst having points deducted for moaning, groaning, and making sweeping generalized statements. Points will be awarded and deducted with accompanying sounds. For example, if a team says something funny, they'll be awarded 1 point, and they'll hear this noise. Hey. If they say something funnier, they'll be awarded 2 points, which sounds like this.
My leg!
And if they say something hilarious, they'll be awarded 3 points, which sounds like this.
Thank you, I'll be here all week.
On the other hand, if they start drifting too far off topic or say something terribly unfunny or constantly interrupt me, they'll hear this noise, which means -1 point. Okay, we'll see.
And now that'll change.
Watch it. Seeing as none of our players were pushed off the show thanks to an overly long Big Show match, we can start as usual with winners and losers. This opening round allows the panel to build up an early lead for their team by each of them telling us who they feel were this week's biggest winners and or losers. For example, you could say this week's biggest winners were the Muppets for providing some of the few really entertaining moments on Raw this week. You could also say this week's biggest losers are the Muppets because Evan Bourne must have gotten into Bunsen Honeydew's chemical set and now we don't have any tag team champions. Blood is on their hands.
No.
So that being said, teams, who do you believe are this week's biggest winners and or losers? Let's go over to Team A first. Mintzs, start us off. Your winners and or losers.
Winner this week would be Hornswoggle, who's finally found someone He's actually found someone his own size, aka the rest of the Muppets. Biggest loser this week is Evan Bourne, because he'll be losing some amount of muscle.
Well, what he has left, I suppose. Let's fly over to the other side. Let's go to three-man power trip. Window dump, your winners and or losers.
This week's winners are obviously Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels, who not only got a plug for their new DVD on SmackDown, they also got a match to plug their DVD on SmackDown. Unfortunately, this week's biggest losers are the people who had to put on this match. Daniel Bryan and Tyson Kidd, both of whom should be well above simply shilling out DVDs that they're not on until, I guess, they're like 10 years older and they're reforming their heel stable.
Yeah, it's sort of bizarre plugging a DVD that you're not on. It's yeah, very bizarre. Let's fly over back to Wigan Fatty Fuck. I am never going to be able to live that down. Swerveface, your winners and or losers.
This week's loser is Hulk Hogan for forgetting the fact that red and yellow Hulk Hogan means good guy, and Hollywood Hulk Hogan means bad guy. This week's winner is Finlay for turning down an offer for TNA because, you know, if you are shit canned from the WWE, which, you know, Maurice was also shit canned. TNA will give you an offer, but as expected, they want to pay you horribly. Like, you're probably lucky if they feed you monkey nuts and a free ride in the Ferris wheel out in Universal Studios Orlando.
You got a point there for monkey nuts. I wasn't sure if you meant actual monkey testicles or just nuts that you feed to monkeys.
Nuts, peanuts.
Oh, see, that makes it even worse because now I think you said penis. Let's go over to Goldeneye. Winners and losers.
This week's biggest winner is Zack Ryder because every single time that there just happens to be a guest host, he ends up winning his match. At first it was Hugh Jackman and now the Muppets. Soon he's going to be involved in a WWE title match where the special guest host is the Invisible Man and he ends up winning the WWE Championship. This week's biggest loser is Vicky Guerrero for being double booked in a managing position and getting both of her people that she managed defeated. So poor her, poor everybody who had to watch her. End of story.
It was sad for Vicky this week. Let's go over to Manic Misanthrope, your winners and or losers for this week.
This week's winner is a surprise even to me. It's Tamina for managing to figure out how to block the Katana fan lift move. AJ tried this in the Battle Royal and it had no effect whatsoever, apart from proving her nerd credentials slightly, but RedMachineD will probably still think she's not really a true nerd. This week's biggest loser, however, is going to be James Storm. Despite getting the TNA World title, he's got to defend it quite soon, and a recent report shows he is injured, making him possibly the least effective TNA champion since, well...
Jeff Hardy.
I was actually going to say the riddled corpse of Kurt Angle.
You can have 2 points because the first thing that crossed my mind was Kurt Angle. Yes, it seems to be a case that you put the TNA title on someone and they get injured. Maybe it's because it's so heavy. And let's, to round this round off, let's go to the round man himself. Let's go to RMD, winners and or losers.
This week's winner is Zack Ryder because not only did he get a match that spanned 2 segments, spanning the commercial break and still going on, but he also put on a pay-per-view quality match with Dolph Ziggler and won. This week's biggest loser, though, is Maurice because she managed to be orange, blonde, and have breast implants and got fired anyways. Just goes to show that you can only suck so many peni before even Johnny Ace gets tired of your mouth.
I'll give you a bonus point for the correct plural of penis there. Okay, let's have a look at the scores after that round. Currently in the lead with 11 points are Wigan Fatty Fuck, which I just realised if it was Wigan Watty Fuck would have been WWF. There's WFF. And trailing behind with 9 points, just a 2-point margin, is three-man power trip. So let's move on. Let's move on to this week's WWE round, which is all about illegal tactics. So team captains, who have you selected to answer a question about illegal tactics?
Me.
Let's go to Mintzs. Who have you selected?
Me.
Me. And on the other side, WindowDump. Who have you selected?
Me.
Wow, this is it was great, guys. I love it.
Captain's fight.
Captain versus captain. This is good stuff. Let's have a look at this week's question, which is on 2 pages for some reason. As of late, the WWE has been employing questionable tactics in its storylines. We all remember Rikishi committing hit and run, Kevin Nash murdering Triple H for 30 minutes, and Dawn Marie committing necrophilia. But more recently in this PG era, we've seen Rey Mysterio, John Cena, and Eve Torres all stealing cars. I don't know where they might have got this idea from. Oh, hang on. It seems as though WWE has been influenced by a certain video game that might have had a sneak preview released today. Details on Grand Theft Auto 5 are slightly sketchy, but I have heard from a reliable source that it is scheduled to be Grand Theft Auto, the WWE edition. And these new criminal storylines and behaviours are just a way of marketing the game. So if Grand Theft Auto is really influencing the WWE, what do you see for the future in WWE? I should warn you that this week's WWE question does also have a bonus 5-point mystery answer. Can I get an ooh? Thank you, audience. I should mention we do have the audience here. I forgot to mention the audience. Hello, audience. They are here. They are here and alive. Okay, so GTA, WWE. Let's go to those behind at the moment. Let's go to WindowDump first. GTA, the WWE edition.
Well, obviously, it's going to have one of those damn missions where you have to drive behind a train on a motorcycle while your buddy is shooting at the guy. It'll probably involve you'll be playing as Evan Bourne. Kingston will be your obligatory black guy. All you had to do was follow the damn train, Bourne man. And then, was that the mystery answer?
That was the mystery 5-point answer in record time. Continue.
Well done.
And then after that, there's probably going to be some kind of storyline involving Rey Mysterio and CM Punk, because Rey Mysterio keeps stealing CM Punk's cars, both of them, every single time. And then, let's see what else. There will obviously be a RKO button. There will be a button which will... There'll be plenty of those handrails that you could 619 through. And let's see what else. Oh yeah, you're going to be able to throw down various objects around the backstage area onto people. And instead of having those arenas that you can do races in, they'll have arenas that you can have wrestling matches in. And for the first time ever in a WWE game, when they have a last man standing match with no disqualification, you can actually bring a gun to them.
Yes, I should point out that the mystery answer was for any rendition of all you had to do was follow the damn train, CJ. Any version of that would have got you 5 points. Congratulations to WindowDump for getting that in record time, I believe.
I don't see why everybody had problems with that mission. I got it on my first try.
Yes.
Me too.
Yeah. Mintzs, you have to follow that up. The mystery answer is gone, I'm afraid. But go for it.
Oh well. If it's going to be GTA, we're going to have, some sort of sequels. And if it's going to be the WWE, it would need to be the Ballad of Billy and Chuck. Stevie would be the person that would be going around stealing all of Alberto Del Rio's cars, and then, selling them off. Instead of the Last Vans dance, it would probably be the Lance Storm dance. All the phone calls throughout the city in GTA would probably be, John Laurinaitis. And to be brutally honest, I can't think of any more. What do you call it? I've just been, the team's been wiped out. Good, well done.
There's still more to play for, but yes, it was a good play by
buried.
WindowDump.
Well, many points did he score there?
He scored 5. He's got an extra 5 points there.
On top of what?
On top of 3. So he's now on 11. So that was a good round for WindowDump there. No guess as to who's going to be a team captain next week.
I missed the round, but did anyone bring up the truth being our truth? Anyway.
No.
He's black.
You can have a point for
Shame.
that. You can have a point for that,
Shame.
PX. The audience gains a point. There you go. Let's have a look at the scores at the end of that round. Team B, three-man power trip, have stretched into the lead with that 5-point mystery answer on 18 points. Trailing behind on 15 are Wigan Fatty Fuck. So it's Wigan.
Just so you guys know, during that round, I googled it. Please don't. God. Why? Why?
Stack her up. Let's move on to our free-for-all round, which this week is our newspaper round, where we delve into the weekly edition of the only newspaper solely dedicated to the coverage of pro wrestling. It's the Wrestling Gazette. The paper itself is, of course, steeped in history. For example, did you know that the first ever Wrestling Gazette was written on Dusty Rhodes' muffler? Yeah. So, as the teams remove the various unidentified stains from their copies of this week's edition, can they find any interesting articles, pictures, adverts, or classifieds within the newspaper or its supplements? So, any articles that catch your eye. It's a free-for-all round, so anyone can jump in when they feel like.
Eve Torres slayed poison in the Fatal Fury movie.
Big Daddy singlet used to house family of 4.
Mason Ryan can be the Jolly Green Giant. Nobody surprised.
Santino suspended for 30 days for testing positive for, quote, blue stuff, unquote.
$1 Million Man bails Grease out.
JBL demands bailout.
Evan Bourne really is high. References.
Sock puppets more active in the ring than Kelly Kelly.
In the future edition, ring ropes will be replaced with force fields that repel people into the other side of the ring. Unfortunately, Kelly can still not get it right.
Michael Cole forgot the rules to the Cole Challenge.
The real reason why Raw doesn't have white ropes anymore is because they no longer have the services of Ric Flair, who could blade through the entire ropes before the show.
It was such a complex joke, I feel like I should give you another point for that.
TNA airs episode, nobody cares.
I feel like I should Pac-Man for you that for you, because that's an obvious answer. I'm going to Pac-Man you, RMD, I'm sorry.
I do have backup on that, though. That entire round was WWE stuff.
NXT becomes the longest running web series in the history of ever.
I missed the first bit, what was that?
WWE NXT becomes the longest running internet show.
Yeah, you're gonna have a point. Any more? Or
Zack Ryder confirmed killer. Millions disappointed.
Okay, I think on
From
that
the
note,
audience,
Statler
and Wardorf declared best commentators of all time without actually ever having to commentate.
you go, because the audience can have an extra point there. Okay, let's round up that round. Let's have a look at the scores. Good God, a lot of scoring going on there. Still in the lead with 26 points, our three-man power trip. Trailing behind with 22 points. Don't you dare wipe my towel on your minge, you dirty whore. Sorry, I misread that. That's Wigan Fatty Fuck. Okay, let's move on to this week's TNA round, which is all about improving ratings. So, team captains, who have you selected to try and increase the ratings this week, brother? Mintzs, who have you selected?
Who do you think?
I'm going with Swerveface because it's written down on my sheet.
Put a point to red.
WindowDump, who have you selected to answer a question on TNA this week?
I've activated the Goldeneye satellite. Target the Impact Wrestling Zone.
Target acquired.
Okay. It's Goldeneye versus Swerveface. Let's have a look at this week's question. This week on Impact, Ronnie from Jersey Shore crossed the line. This is despite the fact that they haven't pushed Robbie in months. Cookie's been fired, and the last time Jersey Shore cast member showed up on the Impact Zone, the ratings failed to change at all. But with the Muppets on Raw, Jersey Shore on Impact, this opens up a whole new world of television shows making their way into wrestling. So, what TV show would you merge with TNA to improve the ratings? Bonus points for giving the characters new TNA names. So let's have a look. Let's go to Swerveface first. Your TV show TNA crossover. Only one show though.
How about we do The Simpsons? And, you know, we will have Homer as Stone Cold Steve Austin. A funny picture I saw once, oh, yeah, fuck, I was also going to say Homer as Vince Russo, but it's fucked. Mr. Burns as Eric Bischoff. Grandpa as Vince McMahon, because he's an old fuck. And he's still going. Who do you not like the most? Well, where's your token black guy? Yeah, who's that
Carl?
guy from, Carl? Yeah, I fucking suck. I can't remember anything right now.
Daniel
Oh yeah, Ginger Mahal is Apu.
Is that
And
it?
yeah, I think we'll just call it a show there.
Okay. All right. Let's go over to Goldeneye. Your TNA crossover.
Well, considering that WWE did the Muppets, TNA is going to do another children's broadcast show, Sesame Street. Only it will. I can't think of a name for that. But anyways, the wrestlers in it. What's the Great Condor doing here in the Impact Zone? Mike, you selfish prick. He's crossed the line. He has crossed the line. And who is he facing? Why, it's the Brownie Demon. Brownie Demon has also crossed the line into the Impact Zone. Mike, you selfish prick. And what's this? It's that counting vampire guy. That counting vampire guy. Mike, you salacious scientist. This is amazing. This is fucking amazing. I'm marking out, bro. Sesame Street has entered the Impact Zone.
Okay, Goldeneye, would it not be, rather than crossing the line, would it not be crossing the street?
You can have an extra point there for that, Vince.
Right.
Let's have a look at the scores after that round. On 31 points, still in the lead, are the three-man power trip. Just behind on 28 are Wigan Fatty Fuck. I can't believe I let you get away with that. Let's move on to our next round, which is a brand new free-for-all round called Triple Threat. Based on the Sesame Street game of one of these things is not like the other, I will present the teams with a set of 3 things and they must suggest which one of the items doesn't belong. For example, the set of objects could be Sean Waltman, Chavo Guerrero, and the Olympics. And the odd one out would be Chavo Guerrero, as he is the only one who hasn't been in China.
Oh.
That's disgusting.
Someone has to start the slow clap.
Okay, so basically what I'll do is I'll read out the triplets and let the teams whittle out the odd ones out. So here is your first selection of 3. CM Punk, Dixie Carter, and Spider-Man. So CM Punk, Dixie Carter, Spider-Man. Who is the odd one out in that? There.
CM Punk, because he don't like to do Mary Jane.
Hey.
Dixie Carter, because she's the only one who doesn't leave her white gunk all around the backstage.
That's disgusting.
She could be given Kurt Angle's little baby some milk.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
Would it be Dixie Carter because the other 2 don't say go web go? The other 2 do say go web go.
Dixie Carter because she's never lost a cage match.
I'm sorry, I'm just trying to find your name.
I'm sorry. I meant CM Punk because he's the only one of the 3 who has lost a cage match.
Any more for any more? Okay, let's move on to our next pairing. Our next pairing, triplet, is Sin Cara, Evan Bourne, and a sachet of custard powder. So Sin Cara, Evan Bourne, and a sachet of custard powder. Who is the odd one out in that round? That triplet.
A
The
sachet
sachet of
of
custard powder.
I was going to speak.
Go on, Swerve. You go first.
A sachet of custard powder, because there's no way you could fail the wellness policy on that. Couldn't even botch either.
Any others?
Well, the custard powder, because both Sin Cara and Evan Bourne have both failed the wellness policy. Sin Cara failed because he botched the test, though.
Is the answer is no real odd one out because they all end up in a sticky situation?
Well done.
Ooh,
That's
Very good.
disgusting.
Well done.
that's good. Okay,
Thank
let's
you.
move on. Let's move on to our final triplet, which is Booker T, Arn Anderson, and the Great Wall of China. So Booker T, Arn Anderson, and the Great Wall of China. Who is the odd one out there?
I would say Arn Anderson because he never had Sean Waltman on top of him.
Any others?
Booker T and Arn Anderson didn't pretend to be a brick so they could get laid like the Great Wall of China.
We're
Arn
just being
Anderson.
merciless China jokes, aren't we?
Yes.
Arn Anderson, because he hasn't been attacked 5 times! 5 times!
Okay. Shall we wrap it up?
Ooh.
Go on, round off the round. Go on.
I would say that they're all the odd ones out because they've all got spine busters.
You can have a bonus 2 points for that one. Let's have a look at the scores after that round. Still ahead on 40 points are the three-man power trip. Just behind, it's a 5-point lead with 35 points are Wigan Fatty Fuck. There's still a lot to play for as we move into the pay-per-view round, which this week is all about Sundays. And I believe we have Manic and RMD to answer this round. So let's have a look at this week's question. So this Sunday, there was no pay-per-view. Not a single one. So this gave the wrestlers a weekend off from all of that pay-per-view nonsense. So what do the wrestlers get up to when they don't have a pay-per-view on Sunday? Who do they spend their time with? What exotic locations do they visit? Or what activities are they into when they're not wrestling? I'll let you pick multiple wrestlers if you want to, or you can focus on just one. So what do wrestlers get up to when they're not on pay-per-view? Manic, Misanthrope, you can go first because your team is slightly behind. What do wrestlers get up to on Sundays?
If there's no pay-per-view, then quite a lot of the wrestlers are in church because they got to pray they can make it through their next match with Mason Ryan without getting injured. But some of the non-religious wrestlers spend the time with family. And of course, the whole locker room is one giant family. And according to JBL and all his victims, an incestuous one at that. They go to water parks, theme parks, and they lose Hornswoggle in the ball pits, wherever they go. And Jack Swagger has denied all claims that the ball pits is a euphemism for his crotch, but would explain a lot why Hornswoggle keeps on getting lost there.
Okay. Hornswoggle, ball pits, I fully accept that. RMD, your take on what wrestlers get up to on Sundays?
Sundays, gotta get down on Sundays. It's actually a lot more simple than that. It starts out at about 8:30 in the morning when Dolph Ziggler has to wake up next to Vicky Guerrero and dreads ever getting into this business as a result. And then you gotta go pick up Hornswoggle because he accidentally left him at the Dave & Buster's overnight, so he's been playing Dance Dance Revolution for about 12 hours. Good God, Hornswoggle, be careful. After that, you have to go find Evan Bourne, wherever he may be. He might be down on the 4th floor or down in the lobby or whatever after smoking the latest pound of incense. Sin Cara somehow managed to get his bed up on the roof and slept there. Nobody else could manage that. Let's face it, it's Sin Cara, and because there's 2 of them, it's a double bed. But the most important thing that happens on Sundays when there's no pay-per-view, the most important thing that happens on Sundays is nothing. Kelly's very familiar with this. This is the one day where she doesn't have to get on her knees or bend over just to be thankful for her spot. Eve Torres, on the other hand, likes to go shopping. She likes to go and see what kind of paint she could paint herself with, whether she wants to go with the Harvest Gold or just the classic amber. And Alicia Fox, I know this isn't very funny, but she likes to go shoe shopping because, let's face it, if you can put something that weighs 20 pounds at the end of your feet, it'll make your axe kick even more unfriggin' safe.
I think we might have to start deducting points from R&D if he says bad things about women again. Let's have a look.
Hold on. You says that Sin Cara, saying it was a double bed, would there not be a double botch?
That's
You have an
that's
extra
why the
point.
double bed's up on the roof.
Okay, let's have a look at the scores after that round. Still behind with 42 points are Wigan Fatty Fuck, but just ahead with 48 points are three-man Power Trip as we move into our final round,
Close game.
which is a spontaneous promotion where the teams try and make up some final points before heading in to defend the indefensible. Two members of each team will randomly select a wrestler, situation, and a wild card by using the letters A to D. Bonus points will be given for good impressions or mannerisms and remaining in character as much as possible. This week we were shown by celebrity Dwayne Johnson how pre-taping a promo can have its negative effects. So this week all of our wildcards are things that might negatively affect a promo if it's pre-taped. So team captains, who have you selected to be spontaneously promoted this week? Let's go to Wigan Fatty Fuck. Who would you like to go first? Who would you like to be spontaneously promoted, even?
I'll. Anyone else want it?
Okay.
Manic and Swerve?
Go for
Yeah.
it.
Okay, here we go. Manic and Swerve. And WindowDump. Who are you selecting?
Goldeneye, are you any good at impersonations?
Ooh, yeah!
Oh man, we are so screwed.
Okay, then Goldeneye and RMD.
GoldenEye and RMD. Okay. Okay. Okay, let's go to Manic first. You get free pick of the board. So, what is your letter combination for this week? Hello, Manic.
Sorry, I forgot it's push to talk.
You're-
A.
A. Okay, A. Okay,
Oi,
Go Lucha this time.
you are Hulk Hogan. You have won
Shit.
every single title in the company. The last person you pinned was the Shockmaster to win whatever title you want. Your wild card this week is you make several wild guesses, and wrong guesses at that, to what the wrestling world would be like in 2011 prior to Punk's first pipe bomb. So Hulk Hogan winning every single title and making wild guesses as to what wrestling will be like in 2011. Whenever you're ready.
I'll tell you something, brother. That Shockmaster never had a chance. He may have been 9,000 pounds and has slammed him in front of a huge filled arena full of 1 million Hulkamaniacs and won every single belt that ever existed, except for the Texarkana title. I'll get you yet, Larry Sweeney. But to tell you something, brother, no, Hulkamania is only gonna get bigger and bigger. By 2011, brother, every person on the planet is gonna be a Hulkamaniac. They'll be doing it from New Zealand all the way to Brazil. I'll tell you something, brother. On these 24-inch pythons, they're gonna last forever. You'll never see the Hulkster fall from grace, brother. It's gonna be Hulkamania from now until the end of time. And not even an explosion is gonna stop that, brother.
Well done. I have to say that it makes me kind of sad that that's not the Hulk we got to see. Let's go over to the other side.
Yeah.
Let's go to GoldenEye. your letter combination for this week?
I'm gonna go with my favorite Kirby character, DDD.
DDD. God. Just
My favourite
going
type of boobs.
Okay, right, your wrestler this week is JBL. Your situation is during your promo, a swarm of bees gradually appears one by one. You can say whatever you like. And your wildcard this week is your promo has been heavily edited post-production, causing the sound to frequently skip or jump pitch. So JBL covered in bees. Heavily edited promo. Whenever you're ready.
All right, you know what? I am a wrestling god. I am the best WWE champion of all time. And what are all these bees doing here? I mean, I can't believe that there are all these bees here. I mean, don't you know who I am, bees? I am a wrestling god. Of course. You know what? Shoe bees. Shoe bees. I don't want your shoes. I don't want your shoe bees. Shoe. You know what, bees? You know what? I am the best champion of all time.
Yeah.
JBL, yes. Okay, let's go to Swerveface. Your letter combination for this week.
Oh, okay. Let's well, someone's got to do it this week. BBC.
BBC. Okay, BBC. You are Ultramantis Black. You are scheduled to go one-on-one with The Undertaker at Money in the Bank. However, you are reading a promo that was written in 1996 during WCW's High Point. So, Ultramantis, Undertaker, Money in the Bank, and WCW. When you're ready.
Okay, just give me a second. Okay, I'm Ultraman Black, and I'm going to be in Money in the Bank. I'm going to take on The Undertaker, and I'm going to win it. Because you know what? It's still 1995 or 1996, and I'm gonna be the best champion in WCW. But where the big boys play, and then maybe later I can fight Hulk Hogan or something. So everyone wants to fight Hulk Hogan. I'm actually going to win. And you know what? After I'm done with that, I don't know what I'll do. You know what I'll do? Who's that guy? Oh yeah. Maybe I'll beat Goldberg or something. 'Cause you know, he has a winning streak of 111 or something, or 171 and 0. Where will be 1996, and you know what? I'll join the New World Order Brawler because I want to be with Hulk Hogan. And I want to be with Hulk Hogan because it's better than going to somewhere like 1998 and talking about a guy who hasn't even come yet, because we all know it. He's never coming because I'm coming, and I'm in NWO for life because I'm coming.
That was just all over the place.
To anyone who is under the age of 8, stop listening, please. So this leaves RMD, unfortunately, with the slim pickings this week, and I have just read it, and I am laughing inside because it is going to be hilarious.
Don't get your hopes up just yet. I don't even know what it is.
Okay, you ready? You are Teddy Long.
God.
You have just survived. you've just survived a horrific limousine explosion from the previous week, and you're searching for culprits. However, despite what happened, you have decided that you're going to retire from wrestling to hunt down Saddam Hussein, Colonel Gaddafi, and Osama bin Laden. So that's Teddy Long surviving a limousine explosion, retiring to hunt down Saddam, Gaddafi, and Osama. Whenever you are ready, RMD, take it away.
Now hold on, players. Hold on, players. Now I know you saw last week my limousine blowed up high as the sky. Teddy Long can't be dying in some limousine accident, nuh-uh, player. Now I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna retire from the WWE in my role as general manager of SmackDown. And I'm gonna hunt down the people that did this. I'm gonna hunt down Saddam Hussein. I'm gonna hunt down Osama bin Laden. I'm gonna hunt down Colonel Gaddafi, players. But you ain't done here, players. Nah, cause what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna put you in a tag team match against The Undertaker and his partner, The Undertaker. Holla holla, players.
At what point did Teddy Long become Bill Cosby?
What's this? Two Undertakers. Are we going? Is someone in the future and someone's in the past or something?
It's
What's
it
a
must
Sonic
be
Generations
Biker
or
Taker
something?
and Ministry Taker.
It was the same portal that took Mark Henry to face Mark Henry in the back.
What is he going to do to try and convince
Cutbacks,
him?
ahoy!
Is he going to go, I'll give you a jelly or pop pudding?
Okay, let's have a look at...
The means I'm just doing it by the tag team match, player.
Derailed.
Okay, let's have a look at the...
tapping out.
Let's have a look at the final scores. This week's winners on 58 points are the three-man power trip, who have beaten Wigan Fatty Fuck, who are on 54 points. Commiserations and congratulations all round.
We were doomed when WindowDump said you only had to get on the damn train.
Yes.
You only had to get the damn fucking thing right, WindowDump. And he's not even here.
He's gone.
He is there. He's 4. He's number 4. Fuck you, number 4.
I'm still here.
He's still here. Okay. Of course, we now have to move into our actual final round, which is Defend the Indefensible, which is where we find out who is the true champion shoot promo within this week's winning team of the three-man power trip. It's like Randy Savage versus Hulk Hogan all over again. The team captain will assign both himself and his teammates with a letter between letter A, B, or C. Each letter corresponds to the statement that no wrestling fan could possibly defend, but they will have to for 30 seconds. The person that defends the statement the best will be this week's winner. The players will be judged by the defeated team, Wigan Fatty Fuck. So if there's a tie, I will cast the deciding vote. So WindowDump, who would you like to assign which letter for this week?
I'll take C. RMD can get A, and Goldeneye can get B.
Okay. So RMD, you'll be going first. Are you ready?
Sure.
Okay. Statement A this week is Big Show versus Alberto Del Rio should have gone another 10 minutes at least. Your time starts now.
Well, the thing is that the WWE doesn't tune in for good storylines. They don't tune in for John Cena even. They tune in to watch a guy who just came out of injury beat the crap out of the WWE champion right in the middle of the show. I mean, who wants to see the guy holding the belt at the end? Let's be honest here. We want to see the WWE champion come on with about an hour left in the show so we can open up for more Divas segments, flashbacks to SmackDown and last week's Raw, and of course the 25 minutes to John Cena that happens at the end of the program instead of the WWE title.
Pretty impressive stuff there. Pretty impressive stuff. Okay, Goldeneye, are you ready?
Ready as I'll ever be.
Okay, your statement to defend is James Storm and Kurt Angle should face off in a who can injure themselves the most match. Your time starts now.
Well, of course, I mean, James Storm, he ended up getting injured, and Kurt Angle ended up having a broken freaking neck. So, obviously, those two were pretty good about being injured. Now, what would happen if they competitively injured himself is the thing. What would happen if the winner of the match ended up getting the TNA Championship and would face off in the TNA Undisputed, see who can injure themselves first match against Hulk Hogan?
Okay. And finally, WindowDump, your statement. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, here we go. Your statement is Air Boom should drop the titles to the team of Hornswoggle and the Swagger Soaring Eagle. Your time starts now.
Oh, that's obviously a no-brainer. I mean, we can't have the belts on Evan Bourne. He got wellness, and as we all know, when somebody gets wellness, they get de-pushed immediately and become a jobber. So therefore, you have to put the belts on somebody else who is incredibly over, Hornswoggle. Everybody loves Hornswoggle, and you know what? Who's not doing anything right now? The Swagger Soaring Eagle. You know what? We can even put Kofi in the Swagger Soaring Eagle suit, so he'll still be a tag champion, and he won't complain. It'll be perfect. Everybody gets exactly what they want, and then they can feud with Zig Swag for the titles.
I like the use of Zigzag, that's quite cool. Okay, so let's go over to the other team. When Fatty Fuck, Mintzs, who do you believe defending the indefensible the best?
None of them. They're shite.
You have to vote for someone.
Screw you too, hippie.
What?
I'll go for RMD because he actually defended something. It's like a case of fuck.
Okay. Swerveface, who do you believe defending the best?
Let me see. RMD because he got the fantasies.
Okay, well that technically makes it a majority. But Manic, who do you believe did the best? Hello, Manic. Hello.
It's push to talk, Manic.
Manic.
You woke me up.
Who do you believe did the best, my friend?
WindowDump.
Okay, well
Forever buried.
with a 2-1 majority, this week's winner is RMD.
Clap, 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 clap.
Clappy
Okay, I'm done.
Bible.
Where's the hairdryer? The SmackDown hairdryer.
I completely forgot as well to announce that, of course, that we forgot that in third place this week was the audience with 2 points. I keep forgetting about you.
No one.
Thank you to our lovely audience. Say hi, say bye, audience.
Hello.
Goodbye and stuff.
Fuck off.
We're important.
Very important. Okay.
But not
Super
included.
Dragon!
Thank you very much for listening to this week's episode of Shoot Promo. On Team Wigan Fatty Fuck was Mintzs.
What do you call a dead prostitute? Free.
Oh, dude.
Swerveface.
No wank number. Fun while it lasted.
Manic Misanthrope.
I now need to go scrub my brain.
This week's winning team of the three-man power trip, which consisted of WindowDump.
Yeah, I got nothing.
Goldeneye.
How much drugs could Evan Bourne take if Evan Bourne could take drugs?
And this week's winner, RMD.
The next time somebody tells you not to Google something, listen to them.
I was your host, Red Reddington. Mintzs, stop the recording!